All right, Benny, I don't really have a whole bunch more. That's about it for me. I do have one quick thing that I want to say, and it's not basketball, but again, our hashtag is football is life, and it's about people.
Right.
And I want to talk about one of the guys that I was saying was one of my favorite people to watch in the NBA, John Morant.
Right.
And I keep thinking, about a picture that one of my Facebook friends posted, which was right outside of the Wissahickon Boys and Girls Club, where my kids actually went uh, 20 plus years ago, but they went there. And there were nothing but all these little yellow markers on the ground where bullets
Yes.
were.
I remember that.
And this is what I don't think John Morant gets. We have a really big problem in our urban areas. When it's one thing to have um, racism be impacting life and death relative to police and what's happening with police. They just found in systemic racism in the Louisville, Kentucky Police Department, based on the federal attorney general's investigation. But um, what's happening in our inner cities is killing the community economically, spiritually. Um, if they're shooting up your block, your real estate is not going to be improving in value. The
Right.
legacy that you could potentially leave your kids is being damaged on an ongoing basis. That's just the property part. The loss of life and everything and the heartbreak that all comes along with that, I believe is all tied to this culture of criminality and thug. Everybody wants to be a thug, everybody wants to be a gangster. We throw that in our conversation almost casually now. Well, yeah, she was being gangster, wasn't she? But I mean, what these young people, they just had a report 8 young people in Center City attacked some one lady and beat her up. And this mindset is a pox on our community. And when you have your celebrities out there swinging guns and acting like that, it only tends to encourage and that activity, that mindset. And we have to discourage that mindset. We have to move away from that mindset. We have to sort of isolate those who refuse to move away from that mindset and move them into where they're going to have to be, because they can't be running around in the community shooting at each other the way they are. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's killing our community. I just want to remind people that the impact of the criminal mindset and the criminal behavior in our community is hurting us in legacy ways. It's not just hurting this generation, it's hurting future generations.
Right.
Because we used to always remark, you could go from North Philly, where they have two-story row homes, to Chestnut Hill, where they have the exact same two-story row homes. And those row homes in North Philly are worth $10,000 a unit. And those row homes in Chestnut Hill are worth $300,000 a unit. It's that simple relative to the difference. And the reason is because they are not having all of that in Chestnut Hill. If it happens in Chestnut Hill, it got imported from someplace else, because it ain't, the guy next door, and it ain't the kids around the corner and all of that. Where it is down there. And these guys are simply urban tourists, and they need to be considered as such. And, the community just really needs to let them know that we don't like this. We're not going to take this. And so, I just think it's really bad for the community in general. And to have such a big star with such a bright light on him, act like that. It's like, come on. But then again, Willie McGinnis acted like that, you know. So it could be impacting. It could be impacting more than just the young generation.
I remember when Charles Barkley did the commercial and said, "I am not a role model." Okay, but he never did nothing like that.
No, no.
Of course, the internet wasn't what it is now back then.
Right, right, right.
But he did. Charles Barkley did throw somebody through a window.
You know, it's one thing
These
to get
guys
into a
have
fight,
lapses.
you know.
There's a difference. If you're in a restaurant and some clown comes and throws a drink on you or curses you out and you go at him, that's one thing. But if you're in the club, there is no immediate threat. You're with friends and you're just, and you pull a gun out. That's two different things to me.
Oh, no doubt it is. It is. That's why the Charles Barkley thing, I understand what you're saying, but, I don't think that the Charles Barkley thing was encouraging gangsterism in the community in the way that this does. And that's my whole point. So, all right. Any last words?